So the second part of this video is just showing you how these drawings will progress and how you'll end up working with your other materials into this. So from your gestures, of course, you're going to pick, or these studies, you're going to pick one of them. And then I want you to recreate it. And this would be, of course, on another sheet of paper. Right now, this is the newsprint just because I'm out here. But I would have a sheet of Arches cover that would be already maybe taped down to this page. And I would redraw this just like I had done, but on that paper. And the reason we're going to use that paper is because it's, of course, more durable, more resilient. It can take the erasing you might want to do, or even the addition of more material. So once we do that, you know, this you'd take and you want to rub it back. And you'll notice when you do that, that you created this sort of ghost image, right? Now, from this ghost image, you can start to build more contrast. Your background you're probably going to leave where you might not do much else to it. If anything, maybe add a few little darks where I can see back there. And again, it would be not drawing details. I'm not going to draw where I see homes or any sort of individual tree, but just where I see light and dark shapes. As I work into the lake back there and the water, you know, I can kind of see the shape that it's creating as it's sort of this moving, the shoreline's moving this way and this way. I can think of that as a tone, right? And of course the sky, the tone, those three, and I would keep that very simple, very abstract. When I start to work into this middle ground, now I have a little more to deal with, where I can look at these cattails that are out here. I might be able to draw some of the details into those. Of course, the fence, I even started to gesture that in the study. And of course, this tree, that would be in the middle ground here. And of course, this tree in the foreground. Now, when I do that, I'm going to use my vine charcoal. I'll use some eraser. I'll use charcoal pencil. And I'll use some Contail, some white Contail. And so what I did is I went ahead and I did one already. So you can just sort of have a look at it. And this would be the result, where now all of a sudden you can start to see the difference between the background, middle ground, foreground, right? And there's an illusion of space. There's that atmospheric or aerial perspective that we're getting here. You can see where I used the white and the trees, these two trees here, maybe a little bit in this fence, and the rest was using the charcoal pencil and the vine charcoal. I used a little bit of the eraser in here to bring back out where I see the sunlight hitting on the ground there. And that's what I really want. I don't need these to look like photographs. That's not really the point. These things are, they should look impressionistic. You know, I want you to take a look at some impressionist painters, Monet, Van Goghs. Look at some of those, and you'll notice that they're not dealing with details in any of this. And I want these to stay that way. And so this would be your assignment. Of course, it'd be on the good paper. You know, if you're uncertain about things, photograph this in the process. I mean, maybe even photograph it after you finish this first step of just rubbing it back before you add anything else to it. And then maybe as you're adding things, just to sort of document the progress. And if you want to, submit those with your final assignment, and I'm okay with that. And from there, we will. I'll be able to take a look at it. Now, if you have any questions, again, always, I'm available. So always, you can email me. You can set up a chat. You can set up a Zoom meeting if you need to. If you want to actually put me onto Zoom and show me your drawing in place, yeah, send me a request and I'll try to do it. But that's really all I really have for this. So good luck, and I will see you in the next assignment.